The last couple of days have been absolutely crazy for any person in crypto. I've never had such an emotional roller coaster, and specifically, the last 48 hours, I've received some massive amounts of hope with the crypto market seeing a pretty wide recovery, just to be smacked in the face again with Bitcoin going down like $4,000 or $5,000 in a day. Today's been quite neutral, but the interesting thing is, the more time that passes, the more I realize this all does not seem like a coincidence. It does not seem as if these massive hundreds of millions of dollars worth of positions that got opened minutes before Trump made his announcement, it doesn't seem like they didn't know what was going to happen. And the more I start looking into it, the more I realize as well, Trump saying 100% tariff on China based on all these different miscommunication pieces, causing the crypto market to see the biggest wipeout ever by, tenfold basically, over some miscommunication that really at the end even wasn't that big a deal. It's odd, right? The more I start looking into it, the more odd it gets. But I've been looking at the TradFi, traditional markets. They have been pumping, man. I mean, the bull run is in full swing. S&P has gone 98 trading sessions without a 5% decline. Its second longest streak since 2021. This also marks one of the longest periods since 2018 record of 403 days without a minus 5% drop. By comparison, the long-term average is 59 trading days. And since 1928, the market has seen an average of 3.4 declines of 5% or minus 5% per year. And at the same time, a 10% correction has occurred on average 1.1 times per year. Momentum is incredibly strong right now. And here comes the funniest part of it all. Realistically, when you start taking a look at any one of these markets, and crypto as well, if you were just kind of like a lunatic who just compounded the freaking crap out of it, you would have done extremely well over the past, let's call it almost year here, but realistically, throughout all time. But also, when I start looking at the numbers and how things have been performing over time, gold, stock market, cryptos, even though on the short term it may be hard to realize, for gold, I think it is quite easy to realize. 4,200 or so. We're seeing record-breaking gains, 60% up in 2025. And I personally think that crypto should have actually followed gold significantly more. Gold futures crossed above 4,200 for the first time in history. Gold is now up 60% of the year. One day, we will wonder why gold was so cheap, own assets, or be left behind. I still think that Bitcoin and the crypto market to a certain extent should have more of a resemblance to gold and should not have the type of crash we just saw. I still think that's all just manipulation and BS. And I keep thinking, right now we are thinking about about gold, thinking, ooh, it's up a lot, right? RSI overbought, everything is looking really, really great. But then again, nothing is stopping it from breaking all the records and going even way crazier. The bull market, though, is heading into its 4th anniversary. S&P 500 index began its current bull run October 12th of 2022, surging 85% since, adding about $30 trillion in market value. By comparison, of the 13 prior bull markets since WW2, 7 completed a 4th year with an average total gain of 88%. So realistically here, we are at the end. From almost any sort of measurement, even when it comes to crypto, right? Usually crypto is up for 3 years, 1 year of down. I keep saying, I personally think this is like that final shakeout because from almost any angle, Q4 is supposed to be the best one, but Q4 is also supposed to be where the bullishness ends. The strongest 4-year performance came in 1957, 1972, with gains of plus 28.4 and plus 29.7% respectively. Since 1950, 7 bull markets have reached their 4th year, delivering an average S&P 500 gain of 12.8%. Can AI fuel another 12 months of solid gains? If it does, there's a good chance the crypto market actually flourishes as well throughout this time, or perhaps sees its top significantly later. But if the S&P tops out, just like how we've seen recently, with whenever the S&P goes in the red, we see kind of a similar thing happening for cryptos. It is a good question about what the crypto market then in the wake of that will do. Anyway, so very recently here, or very shortly, we will have ourselves some more meetings between the US and China. And I would normally say that this can be crucial. I mean, volatility can definitely come because of them, but I'd say that the majority of the shaking out has already happened. President Trump now is accusing China of an economically hostile act for not buying US soybeans, and there's a lot of back and forward on literally everything. We saw like minus $500 billion in 7 minutes because Trump started threatening something again. But in the grand scheme of things, unless you're over leveraged, you don't really notice these dips or movements too much, right? All we saw was the crazy flush out, which mostly was due to liquidity issues, and I still to some extent think maybe there was even more manipulation going on the back end that we will never get to hear about. But one interesting thing that also happened around the same time just now is the US government actually just seized $15 billion worth of BTC. The reason I think that's actually quite interesting is because that essentially means the US now has another 15 billion worth of Bitcoin that, I mean, they didn't have to buy, but let's just say they now own. And the reason I'm saying that's quite interesting is because they've shown recently they're willing to perhaps purchase or keep a reserve of sorts, right? The more they got, the more bullish they also will get on this industry. And if I scroll now through all the most recent announcements of everything that's been happening, especially by, for example, BlackRock, one of the most interesting things becomes that all these banks, all these major asset managers and major companies like BlackRock here, they all are saying this needs to go faster, talking about crypto adoption, and they want to do something. Stripe, I think, also just added stablecoin payments, which is the major payment processing company. Let's quickly see some other news here. Treasury Secretary 𝗓𝗂 says he's optimistic about China and their communication with them. I mean, it's an interesting one. President Trump says BRICS was an attack on the US dollar. Fair. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says he will not comment on Bitcoin or gold. We think inflation is driven by fundamental supply and demand factors. Stripe adding payments, stablecoin payments for subscriptions. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says economic growth before the government shutdown may be better than expected. BlackRock CEO says we believe we're just at the beginning of tokenization of all assets. Yeah, I still agree with the majority of all this, which is we're on the best part of the freaking curve, all right? We're not that early anymore as of this point, but we're not late. Essentially, what we're seeing right now is the institutional wave, and sure, there's going to be a couple of schmacks in the face because of that, but soon enough, I think it'll all be worth it. Here's another video. BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF surpassed 100 billion in assets under management, the fastest growing ETF in history. And you know for what reason? Because they all want to be exposed to it. Partially, perhaps, because they realize how the U.S. is going to treat this. They realize the U.S. has got a lot of freaking coins, and there was a theory going around that perhaps the U.S. is doing this to clear their debt, right? They're adopting this crypto stuff because it's the easiest way for, if they're the first and the major want to do it, to pull off such crazy wealth creation, such crazy just new money, let's call it, to pay off a lot of debt. What if it is true, right? A lot of times I like to counter it by saying, no, but people will become too rich. But I'll counter that by saying if it's just a US-based movement, they don't care about US getting too rich, right? I mean, if we go from the richest person having 400 billion to them having 2 trillion, it's eventually going to happen. This just might expedite the process by a significant margin. And I look at it thinking, they couldn't. But, I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't do that. They could really pump the freaking crap out of our coins if they really wanted to. And, well, profit significantly because of it. At least probably $1 trillion worth of profit they could make off of this if they play it smart. And, I mean, we know Trump. He could do some crazy things. But I just want to leave that out there. Wanted to give a quick little update saying, hey, I'm still okay. I'm still here. Market is in the craziest spot we've ever seen. But hold the freaking line, all right? Hold through it. It'll all be worth it in the end. It's not been fun most these days to watch my coins. I know. Especially because of the massive losses I've taken here. But eventually, we'll look back at these times and think, oh boy, were our coins cheap. And I know, maybe tomorrow we get wrecked in the face one more time, but realize it's all a process. We'll get over this, and at the end, it is going to be worth it. I just call all this stupid manipulation to try to get you to sell your coins for cheap because they've got a bigger plan for it. But hey, that is just me.